I'm here with Andy Wang. Andy is just back from the Ultimate Fighter show.
How are we supposed to know that?
Well, we suspect since he was in the photograph that was released. I think he's hiding behind BJ Penn in the picture, though.
I will say this. I was stuck in a house with 15 other men. I won't say I was an Ultimate Fighter, but there was 15 men training and fighting against each other. So make your own conclusions. But I am still heterosexual. That is the point I want to make. And I'm single, available. So if there's any ladies, young preferably, but I don't really care, anytime, call me up. I'm ready to rock and roll. 6 weeks in a closed house of guys. It was hard.
But it was what?
It was difficult. It was difficult. Can we start all over?
Wait, when you say like you're heterosexual, like I know there are people that define things like 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. So do you want to qualify any of that, or do you want to just leave it at that?
We'll leave it at that for now. We'll leave it at that for now.
Maybe you didn't enjoy being in the house.
Well, I'll say this. You know, like it was an honor to be a part of the Ultimate Fighter 5. I said it. Are the ninjas, the UFC ninjas, gonna rappel down now and gag me?
No, I'm gonna throw a lawsuit on you.
No, it was an honor to be a part of the Ultimate Fighter 5. You know, like you know, I've been pursuing this dream to get in the UFC when I first started. I started training when I was 19. I'm 29 now, and it was one of those dreams. You know,
you're an overnight sensation.
I wouldn't say overnight. It took me about 10 years to make this sensation happen, kind of.
He's Asian. He knows math.
But you know what? I kind of feel like this was my destiny. You know, like I moved away for a long time. I was in Taiwan for 2 years. I went and opened up a school. It was one of those things I always wanted to do. But something kept drawing me back to fighting, to competing. I went and taught high school for a while, but something kept drawing me back competing, and I feel like it led me to this moment in my life, which was to get in the UFC. I got in the sport because the first time I saw UFC, I was like, man, these guys are so tough. These guys are like modern day warriors. You know, I'm a history major, and I've spent my whole life studying about warriors, and I said, you know what, these guys are the modern day warriors. These are the guys we're going to be talking about in the future. And I was like, that's what I want to be. You know, I don't want to and everybody goes to Ultimate Fighter for different reasons, man. Some guys are there for money. There's nothing wrong with that. Some of those guys are there for fame. I just want to, man, I want to make my mark. I want to see how I stack up against the rest of these modern day warriors, you know? And it was one of the hardest things I've ever done. Anytime you gotta, because you know, normally you're a competitor. You know, normally when you compete, you know, you psych yourself up, you prepare yourself up a certain way. And this, you know, the Ultimate Fighter changed all that, because you gotta live with them, you gotta train with them. It was really difficult in the sense you couldn't really trust anybody, because like, whereas in previous seasons there was 2 different weight classes, you can make friends with guys in different weight classes, knowing you wouldn't have to fight them. But this time it's all 155. And so it was tough, man, because when you're hurt, you couldn't really say nothing. When you're like homesick, and I'll be the first to admit, like pork fried rice is pork fried rice, but my mom makes it a little bit different. There's a little bit extra MSG in there, so I missed it, you know. But you can't.
You have MSG withdrawals?
Oh yeah.
Did you get that?
Times I was shipping.
Did they send you some? Was there any in the house?
No Chinese food. I was outvoted. There was 16 guys total. I was the only guy that was Asian. I got outvoted. Like, what's for dinner? I said Panda Express. They said, put your hand down. So I put my hand down. You know, but there was a lot of pizza, a lot of chicken, that kind of stuff, but no pork fried rice. But no, it was a great experience. You know, I mean, hopefully, like I said, my main goal was to represent my friends, my family, the best of my ability. And like, you know, I'm very proud to say this. Asians have made a huge impact in American society across all different levels: engineering, academics, you know, all kinds of stuff, business. And I wanted to make an impact like inside the octagon. That was always my dream. You know, like that's still my #1 goal right now. Like, you know, like a lot of people feel like once you're in the Ultimate Fighter, like you're in the UFC. I don't feel that way at all. I feel like I got my foot in the door, and the rest is up to me now. The rest is up to me on what I want to do. You know what I mean? With this opportunity. So hopefully this opportunity opens up doors for me, opens up doors for other Asian Americans. There's so many Asian Americans. Guys, you guys can fight. All right? We invented martial arts. All right? Guys like Kenny, they invented gangs, crack. We invented martial arts. It's what we were born to do. So if you want to fight, if you want to train, I mean, like I said, if this is your dream, it can happen, man. So, you know, like, I just want to make that a possibility. I want to open some doors, you know?
So when you said that you wanted to represent your family, like some of us know that your family didn't really know what you did for a long time in those 10 years.
I want to represent my family in a way that my grandfather was my first instructor.
How did you explain to your parents what you were doing? When did they finally find out that you were fighting?
That's easy. What day is it today? March 1st? I haven't told them. Easy solution. So there you go.
They still don't know.
They don't know. Well, you know, like all you guys that are like Asian Americans, you know what I'm talking about. You know, like.
You didn't go to business school? You're not a lawyer or a doctor?
Well, here's the thing. That's what they like. I'm in grad school right now. I go to grad school here actually, and
you don't go on the internet?
I go on the internet when I'm lonely, looking for entertainment. There's certain websites I go to, but no.
He's got a PhD and.
But no, seriously, like I never told my parents because I was always afraid I'd disappoint them. And like I said, those guys that if you're Asian American, you know what I mean. The worst thing to do is disappoint your family. And most Asian families, it's all about school. If you don't go to get a PhD or a master's degree, then like they kind of look down on you. I mean, you yourself, you're educated. Jimmy brings down the average. Jimmy, I heard he collects welfare, that kind of stuff. He's got 8 kids, whatever. He's different. But for us, for most Asian Americans, like I said, it's, like that's the whole reason they come to America, is for us to get education and stuff like that. So I never had the opportunity to really tell them, like this is what I'm doing, But I am gonna.
They still don't know?
They still don't know. The show starts in about 4 days, 5 days. Mom, Dad, I'm sorry. I hate to for you to find out that.
Are you gonna be at their house when the show premieres, and you're gonna be like, "Hey, Mom, let's check out this show."
Well, here's the funny part.
Oh my God!
No,
who is that? They stole my name and likeness. They're cloning me.
Well,
Mom, I don't know how they got me on that show. I'm not. Where did you tell them you were when you were in the house?
Well, when I left, because like I usually meet my parents every Sunday for lunch. We used to hang out for lunch, and when I left for the show, they take you away, no communication. I just told them I was going to Las Vegas to do a reality show, but I couldn't tell them what kind of reality show it was. They wouldn't have understood anyways. So the funny thing is, they watch the show once in a while. Like they'll flip through the channels, and it's entertaining. See these guys get beat up. And like they love it, you know what I mean? So.
I see. We need to like wire the Wang household for this night to see what happens.
I might get spanked. I'm telling you that now. My mom might just pull out the belt, and just whip my ass, be like, "Look."
Send you to your room.
Send me in my room, be like, "Look, man, what is wrong with you?" But you know what, man? I hope what I did, like I did it, like I said, to represent my family, my friends. Like I can't say that enough. Like you know what I mean? Like you don't know how hard it's been for me the last 10 years. I mean, like, and I'm not.
Do you really think that they don't know?
They don't know. They don't know. My parents don't use the internet. All their friends are Chinese that don't use the internet. Like a lot of them don't speak English. They know what the UFC is. They've seen it, but they don't even know it's called the UFC. You know what I mean? They just think it's something else. But you know what I mean? Like, no, this is how I'm gonna tell them. Like, this is what I want to do.
Wait, your buddy Howard did tell them?
No, not yet. I don't think so. I don't think Howard ratted me out. But nah, man. Like, this is the way I do want to tell them though. Like, I want them to see that.